Am I going to have to stick this between my... Yeah, I'm going to have to. Tell me if you guys can hear me, because I have to prop this up a certain way, and it might obstruct the microphone. Oh, excuse me. Authenticity, ladies and gentlemen. Authenticity. Everybody trying to be something different in life, and I'm just being me. So, how was your guys' corporate holiday? It's funny, I actually saw a post this morning, and it said, a secure relationship is one that can go out to restaurants and buy flowers the day after Valentine's Day when no one's there and everything's half off. That is very much true. Like, if you really sit down and think about it, why do all of us chase this? Like, oh, you have to buy them presents on their birthday. You have to buy them presents on Mother's Day. You have to buy them presents. Do you see the psychological training that they've done to us for generations? Our great-grandparents were not like this. I don't know if any of you have met your great-grandparents, but that generation was not like this. They didn't buy into this stuff. So it's really, it truly is really funny, you know, like how programmed everyone is, even for beneficial reasons. Like, we are all trained. There is no nuance. There is no discovery. There's really none of that, right? Like, if you truly look at it, and that post in and of itself this morning, like, described it all, you know? Like, a secure relationship is one that can go out on the 15th and go out to restaurants when they're empty and buy flowers when they're half off. Like, there is some really deep truth to that, right? Like, why do we need to do those things to prove that we love another person? Why do we have to do those things to prove this or to prove that or just anything else, right, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, this one's all foggy. You guys can make fun of me for it down there. But, and that, like I said, that breeds thoughts into other avenues. Like, yeah, we're just controlled. None of us have ever been matured because we were never able to, yeah, I gave him. Because we were never able to actually discover anything for ourselves. Everything we've technically learned, we were told. We were not taught. It was implanted in us. Do this, don't do that. Well, why? Because that's the way it's always been done. But why? Why is it always done that way? Why is there no room for nuance in discovery in anything else? I agree with you right there, Rico. Everybody is in a trance, and literally, I can admit, even with as no, not Roblox. I'm a Madden guy. If you go back and look, me and my buddy have the second largest Madden YouTube series ever. I'm a cult classic. But literally, guys, it's really just looking at these things, and then we were never allowed to question anything. Do you guys realize that? Anytime you question something, either you are punished. Dude, I don't game anymore. I'm doing my own therapy. So whatever. I haven't done Madden in years. But if you notice, like, anytime you want to think for yourself, anytime when you're a child and you're told to do something, and you know instinctually, you guys know because we were all children once, right? When they tell you to do something, a child is pure instinct. They know what's right even when they don't know what's right. If you know, you know. Yes, correct. So it's really that thing perpetuated forward, ladies and gentlemen. It's that thing right there perpetuated forward to everybody. The same thing that your parents and your family and all the adults do to you as kids, the world itself does to us when we're adults. Like, when I've been in communications, cell phones, technology, Samsung, Verizon, Target, T-Mobile, mainly T-Mobile. I am a superstar there. 100% customer service. No one can beat me. I'm on a different level when it comes to that. But even then, like, when you're in the professional world, you're never allowed to fail. You're never allowed to question and ask, why can't we do it this way? Why not? Because I tried it that way and I get better results than doing it your way. And you're always punished for this, right? You're always punished for this. For wanting to step outside the box. For wanting to have a different perspective. They don't want you to think for yourself. It's literally been proven since we've been born, ladies and gentlemen. So when I act up and I get mad because people buy into the BS of politics, people buy into the BS of spirituality, people buy into the BS of religion, it's maybe because I was always the kid that asked why, because everyone else just wanted to. Yes, very much so, Rico. Very. I got blackballed. Like, literally, I got blackballed from cell phones. I can still work in technology, but because I'm such a problem, because I'm the guy standing up saying, no, there's a better way, and I'm going to prove it to you. And they get butthurt when you prove it to them. Because, like I've always said, ladies and gentlemen, human beings, don't take this the wrong way. Absorb this, think about it. Remember what I said about the conditioning, right? Every human being as an adult is really only 2 or 5 years old mentally. Because we've never been allowed to fail. We've never been allowed to try things for ourselves. And that's what nuance is. It's taking what is normally acceptable and being like, I see a better way, I'm going to try it. And again, you can roll this through the quote-unquote hypocrisies of life. You can roll this through everything, ladies and gentlemen. We are conditioned from the time we come out the womb to never ask why. That's why when we go into spirituality, when we go into religion, we want to believe because that's the way we've been programmed to do. We've been programmed to literally just be a factory worker. It's proven that the educational system in America was simply designed to make us factory workers. It is only by the grace of, I don't care if you call it God, source, genetics, whatever. It's only by the grace of the things that come before us that any of us have a chance. It's only by the grace that I come from a family of fucking geniuses that I didn't become a sheep. That even though I'm ostracized, because everything I say, you can throw back with some religious, spiritual, whatever BS, but I'm still going to come back to you, well, what about this? What about that? Because I'm somebody that asked why. And I'm somebody that asked why and did the legwork to find out the truth. Why do you think I tell you? Why do you think I tell you people? Religion, it doesn't matter what religion. Spirituality, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what spirituality. It's all, if you can actually detach yourself and pull back and take a top-down look at everything, the AA 12-step program is literally the 12-step program for life. It shouldn't just be Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous or anything like that following that 12-step system. It's all in how you buy into the process. It's all in what you, because of your cultural background, because of what makes you you buy into. But it doesn't, I'm here to tell you, as somebody who for 30 years tried to prove God didn't exist, like, one, he does. One, there's more than one, because we are a physical representation of the spiritual realm. So if there is a father, there has to be a mother, because there is a man and a woman here on earth. And you know what? Up until the end of the first 100 years of Christianity agreed with me. They still worshipped Luciferia before Constantine came in and made her the devil. The devil doesn't exist. The devil is just the what I don't want to say the judgmental, but it's the checks and balances side of Father. You know how the original interpretation of Father is Saturn, right? Saturn stands for judgment. Saturn also stands for fairness, though. It's just the opposite side. Yes, Jesus is real. He is not who you think he is, though. He was an actual terrible human being. And anybody that can speak or read Hellenistic Greek can prove it to you. But yes, Jesus was a real person. It's why the War of the Roses happened. Oh, sorry guys. You know that little family conflict that happened about 600 years ago that Game of Thrones is based on? Yeah, War of the Roses. What do you think it's about? It's not about magic. It's about which family in England lays claim that they are direct descendants of Jesus Christ. Because his daughter was spirited away and was raised in another country. I know this because I am a direct descendant of Henry VI. I am a Lancaster at the end of the day. It's funny that no matter how you slice it, no matter what you buy into, it really just comes down to two types of people. You either get up and do, or you're the type that lets others do and you take the credit. There is no other type. You're either the one that gets up and does, or you're the one that gets up and takes the credit for the one that does. And unfortunately, the latter is more common in life because of how we've been conditioned than the former. It's all the Bible and everything, and this is why I always say to you guys that you guys don't understand symbolism the way that it's truly meant for, because the Bible is just like the Corpus Hermeticum. It's like everything else. It's pure symbolism that we have been bought and sold to believe is 100% true. But it's all symbolism. All of it. From God to the devil to Jesus' seed to the crucifixion to the resurrection, all of it is symbolism, and it's all seen through the lens that they sold you, that they are trustworthy people. But what you don't understand is from the time before Jesus was alive until 100 years after he died, ladies and gentlemen, they used this drug that was made out of 7 different kinds of snake venom from around the world. And they would take it, and it's called the purple. You would put it in your eyes. And this is how you could convene with the divine. It was only after Constantine got his hands on Christianity that he removed Mother, made her the devil, and removed any kind of drug reference or murderous reference, because the original Christians were a bunch of murderers. They would go into pagan villages, and you cannot tell me this is not true. I am both Druid Celtic by bloodline and Swedish Nordic. And they did to my family what they did to every other pagan religion on earth. They would go into the church, they would slaughter everybody, and then they would put up their crosses and stand in those innocent people's blood and preach the word of their God. Just because they believed something different, and they refused. They refused to acquiesce. Kind of sounds like me. So yeah, I believe that that's my family. I mean, Luciferia, who was worshipped as Mother until the end of the first 100 years, was actually stolen from the Druids, from the Celts. Stolen. Luciferia, as far as mythological symbology goes, is the oldest known creator deity to exist, until we find something older. Celts, guys, Highland Scots, Irish people, have the oldest known living myth for a creator deity, Luciferia. They made our mother the devil, when there is no devil. When father is just equal sides, firm hand, I'm there for you, son, I'm there for you, daughter, and oh, you fucked up, I gotta whip your ass. And they took that judgmental, that firmness that father is supposed to be seen as. He's not supposed to be seen as a vengeful God. He's supposed to be seen as a father. Like, yeah, I love you, but I'm the stern one. I have to keep everything in line. I have to keep the boat afloat. You have your mother to be loving. That's father. Anytime someone is telling you that you are parenting correctly and you're a man, you are just perfectly acting like father. That's all it is. That's all it is. That is him projecting through you. This is how you need to act. This is how you need to be a man. This is how you need to. Why doesn't everybody listen? I know you are, Rico. I mean, you and I seem to be on the same page. But I mean, like, this is like, the questions I ask are in general, guys. They're not meant to be taken, like, directly at you guys, like, rah. It's like, no, like, legitimately, it's like, think to yourself and ask yourself this question. Like, I put up a short a couple days ago regarding what the true symbolism of a soulmate is. And it is this. It's not that you have a divine counterpart that you're looking for through life. It is simply one of the aspects of the spiritual journey that in any type of religion, they have different verbiage for it, but it all says the same thing. When your divine masculine and your divine feminine finally merge and you find balance within yourself, you found your soulmate. You found yourself. It goes back to that. It's God. If you look it up, New Age spirituality dates back to 1976, and this awesome hack of a motherfucker named Robert something or other. I I don't really care to involve myself that much in all that, because I had a crisis of conscience at 14, ladies and gentlemen. My grandfather died and my world fell apart. God didn't exist to me. Nothing existed. Nothing was at, like, you got to, most people have to wait till 40 for their come to Jesus moment. And I lost my grandfather and I was like, fuck, things are not what they seem. Never aspire to be the wise man in life, ladies and gentlemen. You will always be left on the outside. Oh no, it's fine. Like, I'm glad. Like, I was very angry for a long time, and it wasn't until I actually sat down. It was literally on my birthday last year. I'm close enough to a New Year's baby. I can say I'm basically a New Year's baby. And literally, I just, something had happened. I'm not going to get into it, but I literally just sat down, and for a whole night, I became introspective for the first time since I was a child. And I actually realized that. I was like, oh my God, like, I had protection up until I was 14. And then when my protection went away, the world decided to tell me who I was. And I know if they did that to me, being a disabled man, not being able to protect myself the way that you guys can protect yourselves, like forcing me down this path because I physically can't fight back, it sends you down a very dark road. It makes you think about life in a very isolated context. To some degree, there is some truth in my egotistical introspection through life. I can admit that. One being, no one, not even another disabled person, can understand what it's like to be me. Because there is no other person with cerebral palsy that can operate through life like a normal person, like a normal human, like you. I've had several awakenings through life, and then I've shut myself back off from them because I wanted to please people. Why do you think I have 100% customer service rating when it comes to work? I'm a people pleaser. But that is my fault. Even though it is good for work purposes, it's allowed me, because I want to feel like I belonged, to allow the women that I loved to control every aspect about me. And then when I wanted to step up and actually make a decision for myself, they would not like it. It would turn into a fight, and the relationship would be over. Why am I 43 and just fucking realizing this? Like, and these are the things that, depending on what lens you buy in through, whether it be religion or spirituality, or all the steps are the same. You're gonna, the easiest way to interpret it is Carl Jung, because he breaks it down in such a step-by-step manner. That's literally the first place I went to when I made this decision. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. And as somebody who is both introverted and extroverted at the same time, like, you would never think it, because I literally speak what I'm thinking at all times a day, but there's also things that are skipping through my mind right now because I can outthink a damn supercomputer. Like, there is not an algorithm that I have not been able to crack on my own. The only reason I have videos on YouTube that have hit 10,000 views is because I pay attention. I pay attention to the algorithm. I pay attention to when the best time to... That's why we're doing this spiritual journey. It's like, I wanted to prove I'm not trying to get anything out of it like everybody else is. Like, this is legitimately just for me, because I will go live at times that are shit for viewers. If I really want to make money off of it, if I really want to monetize the channel and do anything with it, I know when to go live. I know when to post videos. I know the tags to use. Like, it's just, I want that. Because this whole, it's why you get me without my teeth in. I like to joke, and because people like to be assholes, but I like to joke that it's because you don't pay me, so you don't get my teeth in during the day. They pay me so they can get my teeth in when I go to work. Because I know that humanity, I know there are a handful of people out there like me that are coming to terms with all this. They're getting tired of the same old, right? Just tired. Done, right? Just. But at the same time, the programming, that's something I was able to detach from and like take a look at. The programming that takes a hold is very, very deep rooted. Even after you are aware that you're awakened, right? Spiritually, religiously, whatever, those ties that bind are so deep. It's still like, are you really free? Like, are you really free? Because you're still buying into the context of there's only one God. You are still buying into the context of that God is individual and not you. When I think everybody on this planet, because they think, oh my God, we need to be humble. Like, you can be humble and not be egotistical and accept and project that you are God. Hear what I just said. You can be humble, and you can be genuine, and you can be authentic, and not be egotistical, admitting, accepting, and claiming your right as God. That's the whole, up until the end of the first 100 years of Christianity. Tarot, numerology, astrology, all of it, science, astronomy, physics. It was one pie. It wasn't, that's why if you ever look at it, that's why if you ever butt them up against each other, when you actually use science and spirituality side by side, the universe makes fucking sense all of a sudden. But for some reason, everybody wants to separate it. No, this exists without that. Well, this only explains it to this point, and then this kind of naturally takes over. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed where religion ends, science kind of picks up and runs with? Because they're the yin and the yang. They were never meant to be separated. You were meant to go to your temples. You were meant to go to your churches. You were meant to give your offerings, because even back then, I'm sorry, but Christians were pagans too. You actually did more sacrificing than we did. You did more drugs than we did. Like, sorry, but it's the truth. I won't get into like the actual truth about Jesus, because I lose everybody when I get into that. People can't handle that yet. But no, like literally up until Constantine got his hands on everything. Everything was one and the same. go to temple, come out, go see your oracle, tarot reader, whatever, numerologist, your oracle, see from them, always a girl. If, how can I explain this? A man, there's something about the representation between man and woman. A man is not allowed, and that's what it says. A man is not allowed to be an oracle. So if anybody tries to do an oracle reading for you that's a man or anything else, don't believe that shit. Do not believe that shit. See, because I believe everything from 2,200 years ago and older. I will not buy into this, like any, I give like about 50 to 100 years of leeway, because shit has to start building up before Constantine gets his hands on it. But like really, like 2,200 years ago on back is really where the truth is at, because up until that time, everybody agreed about everything. They might have different symbological representations of deities and everything else, but everybody agreed on everything. And then as soon as Christianity became the dominant religion in the world, nobody agreed on shit. And it's been the same sorry, I need a drink real quick. It's been the same controlled structure since. What you guys equate to in politics as the left and the right fighting in the deep state right now, mind blown, and it's not the Illuminati. That shit is somebody's fucking daydream. The actual true secret societies and true mystery schools that actually exist are much worse than you could possibly think about the Illuminati. The shit that really goes down, you never hear about. Trust me, I know. Yeah, there's a lot. A lot of people like to do it for their own ego. A lot of people like, and be like, oh, I'm just helping, but there's always some kind of underlying thing that they're trying to get across. Most of the time, it's to stroke their ego in one form or another. Look how clever I am, look how smart I am, blah, blah, blah. But they'll never just say it to your face. I'm a blunt motherfucker. So everything that comes out of my mouth, you're going to take as ego, even though, like, there's no ego left. I guess that's why I feel the archetype of the Heyoka. Because, like, literally, I will mirror your negative shit right back to you. And then I become the villain, but I'm okay with that. Like, I'm the outsider, I'm the disabled guy. Like, all of you forget that. Like, I can pick... Words are magic. And you are the alchemist. That is the true symbology of magic. Because only a person speaking words can affect another person so deeply that they either fall in love with them or hate them completely based off of one sentence. It's the simple things in life that no one realizes. It's this, like, okay, like, I have a serious issue with this chick on here that calls herself the Alchemist. And she sits there and she reinvents every damn term in the book just to make herself look better and sound smarter than everybody else. But she comes across like she's trying to help you. Symbology shows, ladies and gentlemen, archetypes. In order to be the alchemist, you must first be the magician. Before you can be the master, you have to be the teacher. That's the archetype of the magician, is the teacher. all of these people on here, whether it be religious, spiritual, or whatever, and like I said, don't call me a guru, don't call me anything, I'm just trying to help you. All of these people want to push a certain narrative. They all do. And they all buy into what I brought up a little bit ago. That same book. It's a trash can, ladies and gentlemen, is what it is. And everybody buys into it because this guy literally took, okay, take a step back, open up your mind, listen to this. New Age spirituality. This guy literally took Christianity, Catholicism, because there are differences, ladies and gentlemen, and I will go to my grave because I have family members in both. Christianity, Catholicism, it took Hinduism, it took aliens, it took high fantasy. If you're a book nerd, you know what I'm talking about. It took all of these different things from life that were already accepted as nomenclature, threw it in a blender, left the top off, hit frappe, let splash against the walls, took a step back, and then, you know the meme, looks good to me. Like, that's what New Age spirituality is, and that's what everyone has bought into. And literally, being somebody who's studied symbology for so long just by myself, don't even have a degree in it. I probably should at this point, but I don't. It's seen like, oh, this comes from Hindu. Why are they mixing it with Euro? Like, they never cross over. That does not, like, it's the little things when you've done your homework and you've educated yourself that you sit back and go, okay, this person's bullshitting. This person has genuine talent, but she buys into the bullshit, but she got genuine talent. This person don't got shit. This person's a liar. Like, it's just picking those out. So going back to what I was talking about probably like 7 minutes ago by now, a man cannot be an oracle. You can, if you're a man, you can read your cards. You can do readings for other people. But the difference between being able to connect to spirit through tarot and being an oracle are the visions, the lucid dreams. Supposedly everybody's supposed to be able to lucid dream, but I'm here to tell you, women can do it on a different level if they have the gift. And what determines a man and woman to have the gift? Bloodline. If you look back through history, ladies and gentlemen, it shows every religion, every spiritual context, everybody refers to, in one form or another, the 7 tribes of man, the 7 royal bloodlines, the 7 divine bloodlines, blah, 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 all of which go back to a main stock bloodline. Again, symbology for Norse. With Yggdrasil, you have one stock, and then you have the other different ones coming into it. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, symbology isn't just about the main meaning, like, oh, it's meant for this context. No, you have to read it all as symbology, which means you have to understand every context and understand where that current situation fits in it for which one to fit, right? That's why tarot, that's why each card has about 4 or 5 different meanings to it, but it depends on the cards that come before it that determine what that card means when you pull it out, right? Same thing. Context, nuance, all of it. Same thing. So, with these visions, it's not like how can I describe this? It's not like when you go to sleep and you might have a dream about you falling off a cliff, right? And it feels real. You can feel that weight against your chest as you're falling. You can feel the wind blowing back, right? It's not like that. It's more of you when you're lucid dreaming. You are, and this is where spirituality borrows it from, you are both the observer and the active participant at the same time. But in a lucid dream, you view it through only the lens of the observer. It's very weird. It's very much flipped from what real life is. Like how we are both the viewer and the observer here, but here we are the viewer. In a lucid dream for an oracle, she's both feeling it through the active participant, but she is seeing it through the lens of the observer the whole time. That is the difference between an oracle dreaming and a normal person dreaming. So if any man ever tells you that they can do a destiny reading for you, an oracle reading for you, or anything like that, and they're not using cards, they're bullshitting you and they're fake. Because nobody can get channeled downloads as far as men go like that. Only women. That's why I call some of them oracles, and some of them are witches, because yeah, I know that shit too. And it's funny, like, once you learn all that stuff, you can literally pick out in life. You're like, oh, damn, I see what you're doing over there. Because you can definitely tell the difference between somebody that just burns sage and somebody that will obsess over something, we'll say. And you should know what I mean. Like, literally, the only thing that doesn't make me go completely logical about everything and just be like, oh, spirituality means this, like mother is the sun, but like a lot of people do, is, weirdly enough, Star Wars. Because the universe, the universal connection that we all have, the shared consciousness, whatever you want to call it, the intuition, the visions, whatever, it operates a lot like the Force. If you think about it, there is a cosmic sense to spirituality, right? Your higher self. And then there is the everyday aspect of spirituality, right? The shadow work you're doing within yourself, the actual 3D work you're doing. Oh, that sounds a lot like George Lucas's interpretation of the cosmic force and the living force. Sounds a lot like it, doesn't it? And here's one that you all would love. The universe requires active participation for something good to happen to you, right? God helps those who help themselves. I like George's better. Because remember, young Padawan, your focus determines your reality. So, focus determining your reality. I got off on a long tangent just to get back on the main subject. If you take what I'm able to do, how I'm able to live, the way that I'm able to make everyone that comes across me not only happier, but more introspective, because I got some weird ways of Like, when I'm in front of somebody, I don't even need to touch them. Like, instantly, I'm in their mind. I know what they're thinking. Like, there is no other way a disabled man, college dropout, could make a career in sales without having that. If you go on your phone right now and look up cerebral palsy, you will not find an individual that lives their life the way I do. I am too disabled to be considered normal, but I'm not disabled enough to be considered disabled by my own kind. Oh, you can live like them. You're just like them. No, dude. I'm literally standing here forcing myself to live like them. It's breaking my body as I do it. I feel the weight like they all do. Like, my muscles are retracted and weakened the way theirs are. I break my body every day to be a normal person, to live like a normal person, to operate like a normal person. And because I've done that, and everybody else holds me up to that standard, no one has actually stopped and been like, dude, you're disabled. You're going to fuck yourself up in the end. Everybody was like, no, just keep going. You're doing good. It's just a little bit of pain. You can deal with it. Go. And then you end up with a broken back. If I could flip the camera around, I would show you guys. My right leg is completely atrophied, and I still walk around on it, and there's no muscle, no padding, no nothing in the bones. So on top of that, like, nerve damage, I've been in constant pain my whole life, which is another symbological thing that I constantly bring up, that everybody likes to jump on me for, because I'm the mean guy, because I give you truth. I'm sorry. But like, if you look at salvation, we'll say salvation is divinity. Can we agree with that? Human beings are not born with divinity. We have to reach for it. We have to achieve it. Right? What does it say about divinity? It says that divinity can only be gained through suffering while doing good works. Do you think it's like 5 years of suffering? Do you think it's 10 years of suffering? Do you think it's 20? Instead of the isolated lens everybody's forced to look through. You're forced to look through it. I'm forced to look through it, because for some reason we have all been brainwashed into only considering things within our own lifetime. Right? I think we can agree on that. And I just lost it, so I'm going to have to rewind it and figure out what the fuck I was saying. Damn it. I had a fucking point to make, too. Damn it. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me get it back. Come on. I know you're not ready for me to stop now. Come on. Yeah, it's one of those things that... Also, the proven fact that 10% of humans have an internal voice, and it's proven that those 10% of humans are not schizophrenic or psychotic whatsoever. It also got proven that AOC does not have an inner voice, so that explains a lot about that ignorant chick. I'm sorry, guys. I had a fucking point to make. Let's see. Oh, got it. Thank you. So here we go. So, do you think it's 10 years? Do you think it's 20? No. I want you to think about the story of Lot and his daughters. There is a reason for the phrase, your lot in life. Divinity is not gained through one hardship here, one struggle there. If you want to look at it this way, I mean, you can get mad at me for putting it like this, but this is a perfect example. Disabled people. If I go through it, I know they go through it. So we live in pain our whole lives, right? I can still function like a normal person, though. So I have to get up off my ass every day in excruciating pain, not showing it because the world does not want to hear what you have to say about that shit. They just want you to show up and do your job. Your wife needs you to show up and do your job. And sometimes you might have a covert narcissist on your hands and she might not care either. But either way, you still have to show up for life. So, to attain divinity, one must suffer while still doing good works. I'm in constant pain, and I'm still trying to come on here and wake you all the fuck up. I still go out there every day, and I give the biggest, brightest smile to everybody that comes across my path. Because I feel too much bullshit around me all the time. And I'm tired. I'm tired of living in it. And if that means I have to be an asshole to reclaim who I used to be so I can be a good person, then so be it. Because at least I'm being an asshole now through love and not being an asshole because I'm just being a fucking asshole. It's funny how every single, and it's true, symbolically, the phrase is true. Like, everyone has a purpose in their life, and you come into this world knowing your purpose. You do. The world just makes you forget. They make you forget who you really are. They make you forget what you're really capable of. And this is where the symbological phrase of people wearing masks or stealing your identity or destiny swapping, I hate that phrase. But it's true. It's very, very fucking true. I have a lot of people like that in my own life. I'm disabled. They want me to play the victim. They don't want to admit that I'm the smartest person in the room. They don't want to admit that I operate better than they do. They want to admit that I am more responsible and together than everything else. I mean, I literally came back to hell to do my work. Everybody else goes off in hermit mode, in seclusion. I need to be myself. I can't do this with distractions around. I can't. If you put yourself in hell going through your own awakening, my boy, my girl, those are my people. Because this soft shit that I've been having to deal with, these fake motherfuckers that I've had to deal with my whole life. My whole life. Because you get insecure about things I'm able to do. And then if you can't do them, oh, I must be a liar. No, I'm just meant to do it, not you. If that means me showing up and outdoing you, outperforming you, proving you wrong, whatever, I was meant to do that. I'm meant to be the mover and shaker. I'm meant to slap you guys in the face. Yep. But what they don't understand, and I hate the references that are used for it because of New Age spirituality, I've already said that, but the archetype of a manifestor energy generator, that's me. You need to make me smoke weed to calm me down. I'm the first guy in, I'm the last guy out. I'm that, like, I'm him. Like, And I'm not going to be quiet about it. I'm motherfucking him. At some aspect in life, I will make every other motherfucker out there insecure. Because I just show up and I just do. A king does not explain himself to the peasants. A king just does what he's supposed to do. So I show up and do what I'm supposed to do. Fuck you if you don't like it. It's not that they can't, and it's not that they refuse to. I truly believe everybody wants to change. I truly believe that. Even the worst motherfuckers out there want to change. But not everybody's born with the willpower to do it. I mean, in my circumstance, it was like willpower was literally forced onto me. Like, Dustin, you're never going to be like everybody else. They're never going to treat you the same. But you still need to operate like they do. It's a raw deal. You got a fucked one kid, but here you go. The only honest person in my life. Can you imagine that? And no one else could stand him. No one else could stand him. But he was the most honest person in my life. And up until I was 14, he never stopped keeping me safe. That was a real earth angel. Because once he was gone, my mom wanted to start playing the victim. Like she had it worse than me. My stepdad wanted to control everything. Now that my grandfather was gone, he could act a fool and get away with it. Because my dad wasn't really, he wasn't much of a dad. Let's just leave it at that. I learned how to be an adult. I learned how to be a man. I learned how to be responsible. I learned how to be intuitive. I learned how to be discerning. By watching everything I wasn't supposed to do. Imagine those are your examples in life. Most people would just repeat the habit, right? Because we don't question when we're kids. We're told what to do. We're programmed. So we're programmed into that mentality right off the bat. Yeah. Spiritual awakening was literally an awakening in life. It was. But there's still that nagging feeling. There's still that nagging interconnectedness to everything. And even science is starting to prove it. I mean, 5 years ago, no one would be caught dead saying the multiverse actually exists. Now Roger Penrose is actually taking it upon himself to prove how it actually does exist. And, excuse me, I got to admit, I buy it. So, think about it this way. Alright. The multiverse exists, but it does not exist the way that you think it does. There is not another universe out there for every alternate choice you could have made. Is that Schrodinger's cat? I think it is. Or is it Chekhov? No, it's Schrodinger's cat, not Chekhov's gun. So it's not like that. So Penrose and a few other astronomers and everything else were doing tests on matter in the universe. And it turns out, if you look it up, it says that we are roughly 13.8 billion years old. Schematics, trajectories, everything agrees with that. Everything. Then why is there matter in the universe 46 billion years old? If we're only 13.8 billion years old, roughly, around there, so we can round it up to 15 if you want, whatever. We can even go all the way up to 20, don't matter. It's roughly estimated that the universe only lasts 32 billion to 38 billion years old. So on the low end projection, if we're only 13.8 billion years old into this cycle, that means we have matter. If we go as far as 38, 2 cycles ago. If we go the 32, we have matter from 3 cycles ago in our existence right now. So it kind of dawned on me, given the countless interpretations of reincarnation, given the countless interpretations of the multiverse, given the countless interpretations of what if, I propose to you this. Scientifically, it shows that we're on our 3rd cycle, but Hindu mystics and a few others would like to say that we're on our 7th, if you're familiar with Yuga cycles and everything else. So that's 4 cycles of discrepancy, but we'll just go with it because it seems Hindu does come out on top to being the most accurate out of any religion. It's funny how that happens too. I would have to say, ladies and gentlemen, that explains everything from deja vu to glitches in the Matrix to everything. So think about it this way. Deja vu is just spiritual muscle memory. How many times do you have to learn something before it's ingrained in your head? Like how many times? Once, twice, 3 times. If you're a hard-headed motherfucker, like 10, 11, 12, like some people never learn. Hence the explanation of half of us are going up, half of us are going down. Not everybody's going to be saved. It still makes me smile thinking about that when I come out and say, yeah, disabled people are the ones that are actually saved, not normal people. Because it takes true strength to deal with some kind of debilitating disease, dystrophy, anything, mental acuteness, and still show up for life and still contribute even when you're in the condition. Those are the ones that are really saved. Those. A lot of people don't like to hear that because a lot of people just want to sit there and be like, confirm my pain. But let me put you next to somebody who has to be in a wheelchair their whole life because their muscles are too weak to stand up, so they literally feel gravity at a different level than you do. Do you still want me to confirm your pain? Because you're going to look like a piece of shit next to that person. It's the different levels. The universe is 12 different dimensions. If you can't see all 12 dimensions of the chessboard, don't play the fucking game. But everybody wants to play the fucking game when they can only see 1, maybe 2 levels of the chessboard at most. That's why I say I'm so far ahead of the curve, I have to die for the rest of you to catch up. It's not ego. It's literally me observing everything. It's me watching. It's like, oh, they're here right now. They got to get to here. That's going to take a while. I'm not being mean. I'm just being analytical. You guys take it as mean. Because that's the inner work that everybody has to do within themselves. I've often told my kids this. If you go out riding on your bike and you fall and you scrape your knee, if one of your stupid friends comes up and be like, does it hurt, and pokes it, what happens? It hurts, Dad. Of course it hurts. So think of it like this. If somebody says something to you and you get that knife twist in your gut, you get that twinge, anything else, are they being mean to you, or is that a wound inside yourself that you have not healed? Oh shit, I didn't even know that we were an hour in, dude. Holy fuck, what time is it? What time is it actually? I actually have shit to do today. Fuck. Yeah. Okay, it's not 11 yet. We're good. We're good. No, dude. You're not being an asshole. You are being downright logical. You are being logical. And that's how you should approach it. Because, also think of it this way. If you are an empathetic person, and Rico, I think you are, based off of everything that you said, if you're an empathetic person, you are probably surrounded by narcissists in your life. And if you've gone down the spiritual path, you know what everybody will say. A narcissist will drain your positive energy to take your good karma, right? They're going to make you something they're not. Or they're going to make you something you're not to make themselves feel better. Right? So, you have to learn from the narcissist how to protect yourself, how to defend yourself to make the narcissist go away. You have to be the asshole. If somebody's being an asshole for the wrong reasons, for self-centered, egotistical reasons, it's incumbent upon the empath that has found their inner strength to speak up for the ones that are not ready to speak up for themselves at that point. That's the responsibility. I mean, don't get yourself in trouble. Don't get yourself, I mean, that's the whole point of discernment. Like, if you can't protect yourself, you can't protect anybody else. If you can't provide for yourself and love yourself, you can't provide for or love anybody else. And that's every aspect. That's not just monetarily, that's everything. Logically, intellectually, everything. It's the whole point of somebody thinking they found their soulmate is because they found somebody that's on a similar frequency as them. But like I've already said, your soulmate is just you, not them. If you're lucky to find somebody that you can align with like that, fucking align with them, dude. And hopefully you'll find a real one. That way you don't have to go through the process all over again. Or hopefully, because I've done it a couple times, you don't take that real one for granted because you've been fucked over by so many narcissists that you lose your chance with the good one. Yeah, that sounds about right. So Rico, I never really do this, but if you want to subscribe, go ahead. I'm still going to go live tonight. I always go live at 7 o'clock every night. Pacific, I'm in California. So it'd be like 10 o'clock East Coast. I don't know where you're at. Yeah. Dude, I'm right there with you. And I did I've done the shadow work over the last year, like because I was tired of feeling desperate to be loved, and it really just sent me down that path of, okay, let's figure out how to love myself again. But that's a huge part of it is you're going to lose people in your life because reclaiming your power means you can't hold back. You can't hold anything back. You got to remind them, no, this came from me. This came from me. This came from me. But at the same time, it's about accountability. You got to be humble enough to be like, this is where I was wrong. This is where I was wrong. You know, cord cutting, all that, cry it out, all that stuff. Like, it's a balancing act because life really is, like, the meaning of life really is just about balance. It's about merging the dark with the light. It's about, merging the Jedi with the Sith and becoming the Gray Jedi or the Dark Jedi or whatever you want to fucking call it. I think they should have found a term other than Jedi to use for the oneness thing, but that's just me. But no, like the Gray Jedi operating equally through your light and your dark because a complete person understands that the dark is just the light, only in burst. So you get the same powers, you get the same everything, you just can't let yourself slip down that hole. Because the dark is really where you learn to protect yourself at. But I don't do an hour and 11 minutes? Shit. I'm having fun with you. Thank you. I know you said that you needed this, but I've had fun. Thank you, sir. If you do want to sub. I'll be on here at 7 o'clock tonight. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I thought I was going to jump on here and talk about Valentine's Day, but for some reason we ended up talking about this. But you have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are, my friend. All right? Peace. I'll see you tonight if you're there. You have a good day, Rico. Hot damn.